Gustave Eiffel, the man behind the iconic tower. Welcome to another episode of Learn English Through Stories. Today, we have a special shadowing practice exercise for you. Shadowing is a technique where you listen and repeat, following my pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. This will help you improve your English fluency while learning about an inspiring historical figure. Have you ever seen a structure so famous that it represents an entire city? The Eiffel Tower is one of the most recognized landmarks in the world, but who was the genius behind it? This is the story of Gustave Eiffel, the engineer who built one of the most famous monuments in history. How to use this episode for shadowing. 1. Listen carefully to the story. 2. Repeat after me, copying the pronunciation and rhythm. 3. Practice several times to improve your fluency. Chapter 1. The Early Life of Gustave Eiffel. Gustave Eiffel was born in 1832 in Dijon, France. As a child, he showed a strong interest in engineering and construction. His family worked in coal and chemical businesses, which introduced him to industry at an early age. Although he was an average student, Eiffel developed a passion for science and mechanics. His curiosity led him to study engineering at the École Centrale des Arts et Manufactures, where he specialized in metal structures. His education helped him become a leader in metal construction. Chapter 2. The Rise of an Engineer. After graduation, Eiffel started working on bridges and railway structures, which were important for France's industrial growth. One of his early projects was the Garabit Viaduct, a large iron railway bridge that proved his skill in metal construction. Eiffel's reputation as an outstanding engineer grew, and he began working on international projects. One of his biggest achievements was designing the internal metal framework for the Statue of Liberty, a gift from France to the United States. This showed his ability to build strong but lightweight structures. Chapter 3. The Birth of the Eiffel Tower. In the late 19th century, Paris was preparing for the 1889 World's Fair. The French government wanted a major monument to demonstrate innovation and engineering. Eiffel's company suggested a 300-meter iron tower, which many people at first criticized, calling it useless and ugly. However, Eiffel strongly believed in his idea and defended it passionately. Construction began in 1887 and took 2 years to complete. Using over 18,000 iron parts and 2.5 million rivets, the Eiffel Tower became the tallest structure in the world at that time. Eiffel's hard work and creative techniques made sure the tower would last. Chapter 4. Challenges and Triumphs. Eiffel faced many difficulties while building the tower. Bad weather, financial problems, and opposition from artists and intellectuals who disliked the design made the project harder. However, Eiffel never gave up. He used new building methods, like prefabricated iron pieces, which made construction faster. Originally, the tower was supposed to be removed after 20 years, but Eiffel convinced the military to use it for radio transmissions. This saved the tower, and it became the symbol of France that we know today. Chapter 5. Gustave Eiffel's Legacy. After finishing the Eiffel Tower, Eiffel continued his work in aerodynamics and meteorology. He built a wind tunnel to study air resistance, which helped early aviation research. His contributions to engineering, architecture, and science made him one of the greatest minds in history. Gustave Eiffel passed away in 1923, but his influence remains. Today, the Eiffel Tower is visited by millions of people each year and represents innovation, determination, and engineering excellence. Key vocabulary and expressions. Before we finish, let's go over some key words and expressions from this story. Learning these will help you improve your vocabulary and comprehension. Try to remember how they were used in the story. Landmark, a famous or important structure. Engineer, a person who designs and builds structures. Metal structure, a building or construction made of metal. World's Fair, a global exhibition that shows new ideas and technology. Criticize, to say negative things about something. Demolish, to completely destroy a structure. Innovation, a new and creative way of doing something. Transmit, to send a signal or information. Symbol, something that represents an idea or country. Final thoughts and moral of the story. Gustave Eiffel's story teaches us that innovation and perseverance can overcome strong criticism. His work not only changed Paris but also inspired engineers and architects around the world. The next time you see the Eiffel Tower, think about the man who made it possible. Don't forget to subscribe. If you liked this episode, make sure to follow the podcast so you never miss a new story. Share this episode with a friend who enjoys history, and leave us a comment with your thoughts. What historical figure should we talk about next? See you in the next episode of Learn English Through Stories.